Hey guys, welcome to the Master Iron channel. I'm Steve Shaw. Gonna do a live video. Gonna do a live Q&A for the next, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes. You guys usually keep me on here for a while. So if you have any questions, just toss them up. I'm gonna get into an introductory topic just in a moment. I'm just firing up my computer to make sure this is actually notifying folks that I'm actually live. So we're sitting here on a Saturday morning. We got a festival going on outside of our window that's kicking off about 11 o'clock. So if you hear any chaos or random noises, they're setting up like this huge street carnival. I have no idea what they're doing. Do you have any idea what they're doing, Fiona? What they're doing outside today? Oh, it's a blues festival. What's going on, Tom? I'm gonna fire up my I'm gonna fire up my live topic right now. I'm just getting this up on social media on my YouTube channel just to screen out any crazy, uh, you know, spam people because I occasionally get some fitness people who try to aggravate me. So, guys, yeah, in this video, I want to talk about a power building mistake. I've started to take on clients. And you can check out my stuff at superlivingtoday.com. I'm doing form assessments. Hello, Denmark, doing form assessments, diet assessments, workout assessments, weight loss coaching, all that kind of good stuff. So I'm working on one this morning from a gentleman from Australia, and he's put on a pretty good amount of strength over the course of the last year. But he's talking about his diet sucks. And I see a lot of guys and women who are very serious about their gym work, but they don't. How's it going, England? How's it going, everybody? But they don't take their diet seriously. And fellow cheesehead in the house, welcome aboard. They don't take their diet seriously. So this is the biggest power building mistake, in my opinion. If you are going to, and this is a foundational issue, a basic issue, if you are going to work hard in the gym, if you're going to put in your work in the gym, you need to at least put a minimal focus at the dinner plate with your nutrition plan. Now, I'm not going to tell you to count calories. I'm not going to tell you to micromanage macros. You don't even have to meal prep. But I have two suggestions for taking your diet more seriously. Number one, establish a calorie intake minimum. A lot of guys just, they'll fluctuate, especially the skinnier guys that are struggling to put on strength. They'll fluctuate a little bit with their calorie intake. So I strongly suggest a calorie minimum, a calorie goal. And you can just go to myfitnesspal.com or the MyFitnessPal app and just kind of track loosely what you're eating just to make sure you hit that goal. And you also need to have a protein intake minimum set each day, because you don't want to be bouncing between 50 grams of protein and God knows what else. So take your diet seriously, at least to a minimal degree. You have to establish some standards for calorie intake. You have to establish some standards for protein intake. I do both myself, and I have for a while, but I'm not somebody that micromanages everything. Let's see. I'm going to start getting into your questions now. South Carolina, what's going on? Let me backtrack here. Let's see. Moss, how's it going, Moss? Let's see. Sheen JS says, "Hey, sir, could you please say about how to incorporate weight training for martial arts?" Weight training for really any sport. If you're hardcore into a sport, you probably need to train at least 2 times, preferably 3 times per week. And it's really no different how you train for a sport rather than just training for power building. If you want to weight train, you have to get stronger. You want to build muscle, you want to build strength. Those are the synergistic aspects of resistance training. If you don't train for muscle, you're not going to get a lot of strength. If you don't train for strength, you're just kind of doing the same thing over and over again. You're not going to get stronger. You're not going to get bigger. And performance, regardless of what anybody says, Performance will improve when you get stronger. You'll be able to run faster, you'll be able to grapple better, et cetera, et cetera. So it really comes down to I would train 2 to 3 times a week using an effective program, a power building type of program that I list in my book Massive Arm, which you can find at Super Living Today or link below. All right, let's see what else we got here. Yo, from England, what's going on? Uh, let's see. How can I maintain my gains on a 3 week vacation? Well, it really depends on where you're at on vacation. If you're just out in the middle of the woods somewhere, you probably have to do a lot of body weight work. If you can only do body weight work, I would probably get up and do a regimen each day, each morning for about 20 to 30 minutes of like push ups and body weight squats and Superman push ups, which are a little bit different than regular push ups. They're more shoulder centric, body weight lunges, reverse lunges, jump squats. There's a lot of things you can do, burpees. You really want to challenge yourself with some body weight exercises. And obviously, just doing 3 sets of 10 doesn't work with them. So you can do blocks. You can do like 2 minute blocks where you try to do as many as you can in 2 minutes and then rotate on to the next exercise. This will cut down on rest, which is a way to challenge yourself when you don't have weights. And obviously, if you're at a hotel room with weights, most times they have a limited amount of weights. So you can do the same thing. You can do block training. Say you have some lame ass weight stack in there in your gym hotel room and you're like, or dumbbells that only go up to 40 or 50 pounds. You can just take those dumbbells and on overhead presses, try to do as many reps as you can in 4 or 5 minutes. That's what you can do when you don't have access to a lot of heavy weight. You can do block sets where you do as much as you can in a certain period of time. You can reduce the rest periods, if that makes sense. Any tips on cranky adductors? I used to run into adductor issues on squats. Some of this was actually from not wearing knee wraps. When I started wearing knee wraps, I noticed my adductors would improve. You want to really take a look at, I don't know if you're getting this issue when you're squatting or not. Sometimes it can come from squatting. People will start to tilt in the hole a little bit. There's a number of reasons. So I'd have to kind of hear a little bit more information on what's actually causing the aggravation. How's it going, South Carolina? How's it going, Annabelle? Let's see. Let me get some coffee here. I'll be on for about another 25, 30 minutes. Let's see. Any advice regarding estimating weight of food when out of the house? Yeah. If you want to estimate how much food you're intaking and you don't have, you don't have any real reasonable method of doing so, compare it to a fist. All right. Compare it to a fist or your palm or your hand size, or look at like a plate, like a standard plate, and just kind of fill up a third plate. If you do, you can search on the internet on Google and you can say like that, you can find suggestions for like what's a palm size piece of chicken, how many calories are in that, how many grams of protein. So you can kind of guesstimate when you're away, like based on a plate size, a third of a plate or a fourth of a plate, or like a palm size portion. You can just stick to like a palm size portion of each, and that helps you better figure out what you're eating, and you can go back and back engineer it from there. Let's see. Tom says, thoughts on recovery for the 40 plus lifter. I work for a moving company, so I don't consider myself to be average physically. Recovery for the 40 plus lifter. The biggest thing I found is like after 2 workout days in a row, I feel sleepy. I need recovery. So, I really don't want the average over 40 lifter to work out more than 4 days per week. 3 days is probably optimal. If you don't like doing full body workouts, and I really don't, you can do an upper lower rotation, like upper lower upper week 1, lower upper lower on week 2, or you can just do a push pull legs type of split. The key is like, how do you structure everything, but you want to make sure your overall weekly volume isn't too intense. 14 to 16 sets, maybe per workout, 3-4 days a week. You can get a lot done in that range as long as you are maximizing sets. So just don't try to do too much volume. Um, don't try to do too many days per week. I still do volume work, so some days I'll go in and do 20 sets. But if you're going to do volume work, you're better off doing 3, 4, 5 sets of 10 rather than pushing every set to the limit, and just really listening to your body. Do you think plateaus are real, or is a psychological mental issue? Most people don't have plateaus, so I think most plateaus are a load of crap, to be honest with you. What happens is when we start out at the gym, we make quick results, fast results, and then results slow over time. But if we look at our results, like people will come to me, let me explain. And they'll say, my bench press has plateaued. And I'll say, where is your bench press now? And they'll say, 245 pounds. And I'll say, where was it 6 months ago? 225 or 240, 225 pounds. So they've made 20 pounds of progress in a 6 month block. That's 40 pounds adding to their bench in a year. That's good intermediate progress. So, my opinion on plateaus, they are usually a load of crap if you analyze the numbers, and most people aren't analyzing the numbers. They have expectations that are insane, and they aren't really taking a scientific look at their real progress. That is my opinion. Let's see here. Swires86 says it's true that you shouldn't always do strict form. So when you get into these positions by mistake, your body is ready for it. For example, lower back. Whoever told you that, you should unfollow on YouTube, on Instagram, or on whatever social media platform you are on, because whoever told you that loose form will help you when you get into these positions is a fool. Building strength, it'll break your crap up, especially as the weight starts to get heavy. You want to do strict form on the compound movements, and as you build strength, a Herculean amount of strength, it will help you when you are in positions in sports and in real life where the body is not in those optimal positions. For example, a car accident. I was in a really bad car accident when I was 21, horrific accident, and I walked out of there with no injuries. Wouldn't have happened because of my strength. My body was in an unnatural position getting beat up. Same for football or basketball or MMA. You get strong using good form. You never risk injury during training. So whoever told you that is a complete idiot. Let's see here. Especially with the lower back. Can I maintain my strength doing full body once a week? Yes, absolutely. You can. It's easy to maintain strength and muscle mass. And in those periods of your life, maybe you can only lift one time a week for whatever reason. One time a week is enough to help you maintain as long as the program is structured correctly. What's going on, Wyoming? Thanks for your support, Joseph. I used to live up in Idaho. I used to go to college in New Mexico. I'm a big Western guy. I love Wyoming, Montana, Idaho. In fact, I wish I could be there right now. What do you think about fasting and training? You can fast, and you can incorporate fasting into your workouts or into your daily life and still train. I don't want to see anybody fast 24 hours a day and then try to train in the same way. If you're doing an extended fast, you need to be mindful of the feedback your body has given you. Probably pull back on the weight intensity, use a little bit more volume, and you know what? Just be careful and shut it down when your body feels lightheaded, dizzy, etc. Let's see. I have a problem of ego lifting. What should I do? You know what? A lot of guys in this era are doing way too many low rep sets, and it's not the most efficient way to build muscle and strength. You need to stop and you need to get your head out of your butt, because we've kind of swung from the gym used to be full of these bros doing a lot of volume work and a lot of light work, and they would avoid the big three lifts and things like dips and overhead presses and barbell rows. Now it's swung to the point where we got a lot of guys doing a lot of compound movements but not a lot else, and they're doing a lot of low rep sets. You need a good amount of rep volume. You need a good amount of tonnage each workout. So if you want to make decent results, you just need to get your head out of your butt and stop doing low rep sets. For most guys, during the first 3 to 4 years of lifting, You need to build strength in the 5 to 8 rep range for those compound movements. Steve, my strength and conditioning coach did 50 weighted ab crunches at the edge of a cliff. That sounds like a good way to die. I'm glad he's alive. At the edge of a cliff. That's great. That's you know what, he can do whatever he wants, but that sounds like a good way to die. Um, I lost balance deadlifting on one leg, and since then my adductors are shortened and spasming. Don't deadlift on one leg. I don't know why you would do that. That that just sounds like a recipe for disaster. I've seen you can do that like with a kettlebell, like a stiff leg deadlift, one leg stiff leg deadlift. But I don't think it's the best nor most effective exercise. You really just need to stop doing that for a while, and I would just get back to dumbbell stiff leg deadlifts or barbell stiff leg deadlifts or something like that. Um, let's see. I don't know. Let's see here. Just scrolling through the questions. I got my computer up as well, so and I got my computer up so I can easily remove the trolls. So I just removed the troll. If you have a home gym setup, what are your thoughts on breaking your workout up over 2 to 3 smaller sessions instead of one 2 hour session? I will say if you're doing a 2 hour session each day, you really need to analyze your workout structure because it's a little bit too long. Um, Full body workouts can get like that. So you really need to analyze your workout structure and consider maybe going to an upper lower split that rotates between the two. I don't, if you're going to get into the point where you're working out 2+ hours a day, or you want to break up your workouts into 2 to 3 workouts a day, your life is getting pretty unbalanced. And I'm not about that life, to be honest with you. If you get joy out of doing that, that's great. But if the fact that it's bothering you that you're working out 2+ hours a day and you need to split that up into multiple workouts, you really need a workout assessment. You really need to refine your workout. Speaking of which, if you guys need a workout assessment or exercise form assessment, check out the links down below or go over to superlivingtoday.com. I am starting to help people out with those services. What's going on? Friendo, Infinite Alge Intensity is in the house. And you know what? He made a great video on the deadlifting bully, so go check it out on his channel. He says, how long should I rest between sets of squats when I don't lift with a bed in front of me? That may be the question of the month. How long should I rest in between sets of squats when I don't lift with a bed in front of me? The bed is a good tool. You can lay down, you can rest, you can snuggle with your moon cookie, with your dog. Uh, you know, if you don't have a bed to rest on, you should probably rest a little bit longer because you're going to be in the standing position, and that can take its toll, especially when you're a fake mercenary. The guy who does lift stuff, the guy who does stuff says, I've tried going to failure on each set. I got good strength gains, but recovery sucks. Is it just better to train to failure on the last set? Don't train to failure. You first need to understand you don't need to train to failure. Second, you need to understand that every exercise is different. Each exercise has different demands. So training to failure on the squat is going to be far more taxing than training to failure on cable tricep extensions. So you need to understand the nature of exercises, that not all exercises are created equally. If what I recommend is training until your form starts to break down or until you feel like you might fail on the next rep. This is going to be a more challenging way of training. And yes, it's going to be more intense and it's going to be harder to recover from. You need to give it a month, first and foremost, because your body will adapt. If you jump right into this and you feel like you're not recovering, it's because you need time to improve your conditioning. Now, if you are an intermediate lifter, or a late intermediate or more advanced type of lifter, yes, you might only want to do one set per workout where you're pushing it to the limit, which might be your last set. That's a really wise choice. Steve, do you even lift? Apparently not. Apparently not. I do not lift. I just talk about lifting, whereas people like the fake Merc lift, and but they lift a lot of forks and spoons as well. Trap salute, everybody give the infinite edge intensity a trap salute and check out his video on the deadlifting bully, please. Let's see. Hey, Big Hairy Ugly Dude, question. I don't have a lot of time to work out, so 3 or 4 times a week to throw in a dumbbell, bench press, rows, and squats, plus some shoulder or tricep work and lunges. If you don't, what is your take on such a scheme? If you have limited time to work out, you need to probably do some type of rest pause or block training where you go in, and you can even do this on the compound movements, where you try to, maybe you have 5 minutes of deadlifting. You're going to try to get in as many quality reps as you can during that period of time. Say you go in, you got 315, 365 loaded on the deadlift, and you're like, man, I don't have a lot of time to deadlift, but I want to get in my deadlifts. You will try to do as many quality reps as you can, like say during a 2, 3, or 4 minute block, maybe even a 5 minute block. Say you get 22 reps, quality reps. The next time you're in the gym, you try to do 23 or 24. You try to progress using that restricted rest type of training. And that's a great way to push yourself to increase your conditioning and to progress. So when you have a limited amount of time, I strongly suggest looking into rest pause or block type of training. And you might want to you definitely want to rotate between like an upper or lower type of workout. So you're not trying to do everything in one workout like a full body. You want to do probably 4 or 5 or maybe 6 exercises in a workout max. You can get a lot done in 45 minutes with rest training or block training. If you need any more help on that, hit me up via DM on Instagram at Ben the Barman. Like the videos, guys. Like and subscribe to my channel. Hey, Steve, do you think reaching for things on the floor and deadlifting things on the floor, even a pencil from day-to-day activities, would carry over to the big lifts? Reaching for, no, that's just basic human, tasks. That's not that's not going to help with anything. If you're very, very obese, yes, you need to start with those types of things. If you're not obese, that's just normal human activity. Let's see. What? Fiona's got some comments over there. So
it may be challenging for them, so maybe they need to practice it a little more.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what else we got. Hey Steve, have you seen the video with the kid being attacked while deadlifting? Andre, you need to go over to Instagram and check that out, because I was like one of the first people to post it up at Ben the Barman on Instagram. It has like 25,000 views on my Instagram. Yes, I've seen it. I passed it along to Infinite Alge Intensity. He made a video about it. He actually reposted my video about it on Instagram, which I appreciated greatly. So yes, I've seen it. Let's see. Full body every day. Thank God for your channel. Better than anything on TV. Thank you, Tom. That's very kind. I appreciate it. Trap day is the best. Yeah, I did some traps yesterday. My traps aren't as big as they were when I was a big, beefy boy, but yeah, they're a little bit better now. So, what's going on, Christian? Christian's in the house. He made a great body transformation, and he is in great, amazing shape. Member of the Every Damn Day Fitness Facebook group, and just a great guy in general. Speaking of Facebook groups, you have to check out my Facebook group, Massive Iron. Steve, what's up? It's Omar. Just sent you my pic. Hey, Omar, how's it going? I saw your notification pop up, and I got maybe about 10 more minutes on here. If you want to just snuck by in the back. Omar is one of my clients. And I'm doing a weight loss service, a weight loss coaching. If you guys need weight loss coaching, come check me out at superlivingtoday.com. I do full service coaching from the time I get up to the time I go to sleep. What is the max rest time? I can go so hard in one set that the second set suffers no matter the rest time. If you can go hard during the first set, but after one set you're like dying, and on the second set, that's okay. You just need to try to improve on the second set. You need to continue to push yourself, improve your conditioning, and don't overthink this stuff. If you go hard on the first set and you're struggling on the second set, that's okay. It means you're challenging yourself, and that's what you want to do. But when you have two sets and you do better on the first set and weaker on the second set, that's normal, but you still want to try to improve on both the next time you're in the gym. If you go in and do 225 on bench and you get 10 reps on the first set, and the second set you're going to be weaker, the third set you're going to be weaker. That's the way the body works. Not anything abnormal. You just want to continue to improve each set. So. Uh, have you abs begin to show now that you cut weight, Andre? Yeah, I've actually lost 17 pounds, and right now you can start to see the outline of the top two abs coming in very slowly. Thank you, Sergio. I appreciate the kind words. B uppercase B lowercase b says, is there such a thing as hips too low in the deadlift? Absolutely. One of the big problems with the deadlift is starting with hips high. That'll really wrench your lower back. And then you also see the people that squat into a deadlift like they're about to do a power snatch or something. So yeah, you can have your hips too low in the deadlift. If they're not at that good leverage position when you start to pull, if they're too high, it's probably going to hit your lower back. If they're too low, when you start to pull, they're going to come up. They're going to swing up a little bit, and that's probably going to cause you to lose some lower back tightness as well. So they have to be in that good neutral position. Let's see. Go Workout says, does flexibility training reduce power or strength? Yoga and stuff like that does not reduce power and strength. There is some scientific information that shows if you stretch before a workout, it might decrease your strength during that workout. But I think that's one study, and it's been a while since I took a look at it. And let's be honest, if you're training for maximum amount of strength, there are other things you can do to loosen up. But, if you're really training for a maximum amount of strength to be a world-class power lifter, you have to kind of figure out what works for you and try some things and, see if stretching is actually beneficial. I've never found stretching to be beneficial for me. Really, when I work out, I want to bring up my body temperature. I want to loosen up the fascia because when you feel tight and sore, it's usually the muscle fascia that just needs to loosen up. So I usually just do a couple more warm-up sets. Let's see, let me get some coffee here. Park McLean says, is it unhealthy to try to keep size at 50 as to not lose mass? So many older lifters are small. Is it unhealthy to keep size at 50? It's only unhealthy if you weigh if you're heavy. If you're 240, 250 pounds, that's kind of like the danger zone for the over 50 lifter. Research tells us, and this is extensive research, that when you are at 250 pounds and over the age of 50, the male over the age of 50 tends to lose 7 years off their life. 7 years on average. Some will lose 2, some will lose 15. That's regardless of height. Tall guys don't get a pass. It's the body weight that your heart has to maintain, has to pump blood to. Now, obviously, if you're in better shape or in good condition, that's going to create an advantage, and it will help. But if you are training for mass, yes, you want mass. It'll help you functionally. It'll help you live a better life. You just want to keep your weight down, probably no more than 210, 220, 230 at max. Andre says, do you think Ray Williams is natural? I don't, you know what? I don't even know who Ray Williams is, to be honest with you. If you want to send me his picture via DM and Instagram, I'll take a look. But when you're asking that question, usually the answer is no. Sergio says, Steve, I heard broccoli and cauliflower help lower estrogen and raise testosterone. And I heard a lot of athletes are zinc deficient. A lot of athletes burn through a lot of micronutrients. So it's very important that they eat a micronutrient-rich diet, which is one of the reasons why the hardcore flex dieting people that eat too much crap or just feature donuts on their page all the time drive me batshit nuts. So It's very important for athletes to focus on a micronutrient rich diet. Electrolytes too, like salt restriction for an athlete is just awful because athletes even they need even more than the normal lifters. So, um, Brock, lowering estrogen, one of the big things that we don't do is get out in the sun. That is one of the big reasons why I like hiking as cardio. If you eat good, if you eat good, and you see a reasonable amount of sun, you sleep better, you try to reduce stress. That's all going to help with your testosterone and estrogen level. So foods are great, but they're only a small part of the equation. John says, I want to get in shape, but I'm a huge procrastinator. How can I pop up myself out of this? Um, You know what? Here's my advice, John. We're adults. Doing the right thing is a choice. Like, do I want to exercise today? No. Do I want to eat right today? No. I want to sit my ass on the couch, watch some Netflix. I want to eat pizza and ice cream all day. What we want to do and what we have to do are two different things. Do you want to go to work today? Do you want to go to work next week? No, but you do so to pay the bills. Do you want to eat healthy? No. Not, I mean, it makes you feel awful, but most of us really don't. You have to do what's right because we are adults. If you don't feel like doing it, you just focus on the next choice. You make the next best choice, whatever the choice is in front of you. And if you make a mistake, you get up and try to make the next best choice. All right, sorry about that. So for some reason, YouTube, but you have to train yourself to make better choices, and that yourself to make better choices. About that, I don't know what the hell. You have to train yourself, so you have to get up and you have to make the best choice you can, and you continue to push in and make better and better choices. And it's a training process. It's an evolutionary process. You can't get frustrated because you're not always able to make great choices all the time. So it's a training process. It's a slow process, but you need to keep up and continue to fight. Let's see. I missed a lot of questions here. Wow, we're really backed up. I'm sorry about that. Let's see. I'll try to get to them really quick. Hey, big hairy ugly dude. We use kilograms in here, and the light plates are 2.5 kilograms, and I stall when I do bench press. I'm a novice. If you're a novice and you're stalling on progression, you probably need somebody to look at your programming. And I'd be glad to help you with that. You can check out my website, superlivingtoday.com, or hit me up with questions on Instagram at Ben the Barman. Answer my deadlift question, post it up again because I'm not going to scroll back and look for it. Keep up the great job on your daily YouTube channel, Steve. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm 54 years old. What's your take on hitting each area once a week? I think it's a good idea. There's a lot of information, a lot of people that tell you it's not a good idea. It's how I train. It's great for recovery. I like hitting a muscle group like that. I've tried full body. I've done upper lower. As long as you have a good exercise selection, you're using progressive overload, you're remaining consistent, you're going to see good results. And for the over 50 lifter, it allows for more recovery. My pleasure, Christian. Thank you. Enjoy your evening. What do you do for abs, core, personally? Planks and ab wheel rollouts, that's really it. Those are my favorite two exercises. Steve, have you ever heard of super squats? Yeah, I've read the book. I advocate 20 rep squat programs, just not 3 times a week. I think that's a little bit overkill. I've done many 20 rep squat programs, many variations. There's some in my book, massiveiron.com. And squats alone for massive quads? No. Some people have different body structures, different body types. Some people are more hip and glute and lower back dominant and hamstring dominant and all that kind of stuff. You want to do squats. You also want to do leg presses and leg extensions and lunges and a whole battery of quad exercises. Stiv says, is there a standard percentage of weight above your personal best to raise the weight on your deadlift when trying to set a new PR? No, there's no rules at all. Do the wiffle waffle. If you PayPal me $500, bad mother. Yeah, PayPal me. I will do the wiffle waffle, and I'll send you just a video of me doing the wiffle waffle. I'm 50 years old and kept my size. I think that depends on a person. Your favorite rear delt exercise. I hate training rear delts. My favorite rear delt exercise is dumbbell rows, to be honest with you. Thoughts on fatty meats for skinny guys? Meat, yeah, I don't go for lean meats. I go for fatty meats. I just keep my calories in check. We want fat in our diet. Meats are some of the best ways to get fat in our diet, and it is not going to give you heart attacks. It's not going to give you high blood pressure and bad cholesterol and all that kind of nonsense. Travis Williams says, Fiona. If you want to say hi to Travis. Oh, where's she coming?
I'm here.
Say hi, Travis.
Hi, Travis. I
Yeah.
hope you bought a t-shirt.
Yeah, did you buy
So
a
you
t-shirt?
can look sexy.
Oh yeah, we have
Like
new
us.
Massive Iron t-shirts. New Massive Iron t-shirts. Y'all need to get one. It's over at
So you look
superlivingtoday.com.
super sexy.
Yeah, so you look super sexy, people. We have a regular Massive Iron shirts, and then we have the Massive Iron shirts that say "Stay Sexy, people." If a person is already squatting, bent rowing, shrugging, and T-bar rowing, why do you need to deadlift? It really depends on your goals. You don't need to do anything, and if you're doing a lot of back work, you don't need to deadlift. I like rack pulls. Just keep your rack pulls below the knee. So, thoughts on replacing flat bench with incline bench on a 5x5? Yeah, it don't really matter. They're gonna benefit you about the same. If you prefer incline, do incline. Why is it possible to have a completely shitty day and still manage to hit PRs at the gym? Because how you feel is a lie. We think how we feel is going to determine how we hit PRs. How we feel is a combination of a lot of things, mental, and we might just feel tired because of lack of sleep or hormonal fluctuations. That doesn't feel the muscle. That doesn't mean the muscle isn't ready to destroy shit. Period. End of statement. So, how you feel is a lie. I made this video a long while back on this channel, and the fake mercenary has since remade it. So let's see. Let's see here. Let me just scroll down. I got. Let's see here. Hey Steve, how's it going? Good, Ben. Any hikes planned for this weekend? No, we're going to a concert tonight with friends. And Divine Terror says deadlift accessory, back squats versus box squats. Do back squats and do dumbbell or barbell Romanian deadlifts as your staples, and do a lot of heavy power shrugs. Is it true that deadlift is best lift for overall strength? Those types of debates are really fruitless. They don't really help anybody. The best thing for strength is a good a wide variety of compound movements. Let's see. Does Fiona have a channel? Men's Fitness works for me, but I have like a female perspective. We on Instagram we've started to do. If you go over to @BenTheBarman, we have a channel called Super Living that we're starting to put together on together to talk about topics together. So on my Instagram @BenTheBarman, you can check out my Insta TV, and she's on there.
For lady issues.
Yeah, but no, specifically for female fitness, no. What do you think of a gallon of milk for skinny dudes? If you can tolerate that, yeah, it'll give you the, I don't know, give me the shit skis, to be honest with you. I don't think that's the best way to add calories to your diet. You can put like butter on your vegetables, or cheese on your meats, sour cream on your meats. You can add an ounce or two of heavy cream to your protein shakes. There's a lot better ways than down in that. A
I
lot
wouldn't
of
be going out.
yeah. No, you do all that stuff, and you're gonna.
Have an incident.
Let's see. Thanks for the opportunity on this live chat. Have a good weekend, you too. Why I don't do our what I don't do are good mornings. I'm not a big fan of good mornings. I try. I'm doing it if you like. I just don't worry. I just remove Clan. I don't deal with fools on here, so I'll remove them. They can try to aggravate me, but they don't aggravate me because I'm here to help people, and they're just little 18-year-old kids at home enjoying, trying to do something in between masturbating and annoying people on the.
Wouldn't you rather be going out doing stuff?
Yeah, get a life, really.
I don't know why.
One last question. Hello, advice on fixing lower back rounding during a deadlift. That's a very complicated question, to be honest with you, and you really need somebody to look at your exercise form. So I do exercise form services, or you can post your video on the Massive Iron channel and Facebook, the Massive Iron group on Facebook, and get some feedback. If you want some personalized care, I can help you with that as well. Ben on Adventure says, here's a question. Alan talks about banking calories. Um, let's see. If I do 7 hours of cardio a week instead of 7 sessions, could I do a 7 hour hike on the weekend? Yeah, absolutely, man. Hiking is a great way to burn a ton of calories. If you're just walking on a straight line, a flat sidewalk, you're gonna, like, a big guy like me will burn like 250 calories an hour. But if you're on a real hike, not one of these pseudo hikes where all the obese people go out and take their kids like a quarter mile. No disrespect, Matt, but that's not real hiking. On a real hike, you're going up and down constantly, and you have roots and you have stones and you have all kinds of you got to crawl over logs. Hiking burns about twice as many calories per mile, regardless of who you are. And when we go out and hike on the weekends, we burn 2,000 to 2,500 calories per hike. That's a lot of damn calories, and that's much better than doing treadmill stuff. And it's fun. Um, this is embarrassing, but I have to ask: is there a way to gain a decent amount of strength using a total gym? Yeah, absolutely. As long as you're pushing yourself, you can do more volume. You can limit rest in between sets. You can absolutely. Travis has an actual question. What's your opinion on the effectiveness of glucosamine sulfate for us older guys in maintaining healthy connective tissue? You know what, Travis? I am not a supplement specialist, and I always tell people to stay in their lane. So the only thing I can say is go over to examine.com and check it out. Uh, let's see. Hyper extensions, any good? Yeah, I like hyper extensions. I used to do them a lot in my earlier years. Uh, just do reps for them, like 10 to 15 reps. We occasionally do them now. I think they have a lot of value for strengthening the lower back. Which have helped you more, paused or remaining? I hate paused deadlifts because most people get loose, or it puts pressure on your lower back. It has a tendency to get you loose. I just don't like paused deadlifts. There's like 20 other deadlift exercises and assistance exercises I feel like are better. Can full workouts be done every day? You can do anything every day, but you'll have to cut back on the daily volume. All right, guys, I got to go. I got to finish doing a workout assessment for a client. I appreciate everybody's support. If I missed your question, you can hit me up via DM at Ben the Barman on Instagram. You can join my Facebook group, Massive Iron, which is linked below in most videos. And if you need personalized help, you can head over to Super Living Today, which is linked below in my recent videos. I do workout assessments, I do form assessments, I do diet assessments, I do weight loss coaching, I do training service. Anything you need, I can help you with. We also have Massive Iron t-shirts, and don't forget my book, Massive Iron. So, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and
I should say, stay super sexy.
Stay super sexy, people. The fate of the world depends upon it.